Welcome back to Who Is on MagicUntapped.com and Magic Untapped right here on YouTube. I am Barry White. This time around, we're going back to the late 1990s to talk about the character from Magic the Gathering's Mirage War. I'm talking about the Holy Avenger, Asmira.
Who is it? Who is this? Who is it?
Who is this?
Who is it?
Born in Femrith on the Dominarian continent of Jamura in the year 4176 AR was a girl named Asmira. Even at an early age, it was found that she was gifted in prophetic powers. For example, one day when Asmira was a student, she foresaw a terrible accident happening to one of her teachers. Just before it was to occur, she called her teacher over to the schoolhouse doorway and showed her a pendant that she said would bring her luck. In doing this, Asmira saved her teacher from being trampled to death by a runaway horse that ran right through where her teacher had been standing not a moment before. A little later in life, when the diplomat mage Mangara ventured to Jamura to broker peace between the kingdoms of Sukata and Zalfir, she was able to meet with him and he quickly recognized her talents. Then she moved to Kipamu, the capital of the kingdom of Zalfir, and began to wear mixed garments of Femrith and Zalfir clothing as a symbol of those two Jamuran states' peace. A gesture that served to bring about a mutual understanding and respect between the teenager and Mangara. Not too long after, as Karavik, an invading warlock from Urborg, began to make movements against Jamura, the land experienced an earlier than normal harvest. Asmira recognized this as a sign that war was inevitable. She warned the religious heads of Femrith, but the theocracy did not believe her. In fact, many thought she was sowing the seeds of fear in order for her to further her own position among the Zerafiran. When war did break out, at first it wasn't immediately noticeable, as the only attacks were from wild animals and minor spirits. The war, however, would quickly escalate once Karavik infiltrated the Femrith capital and summoned to the city the Spirit of Night, a horrendous nightmare spirit from his homeland of Urborg. The spirit quickly and quietly wiped out the Council of Voices, the ruling body of the Femrith. Once the Council's demise was discovered, the Femrith realized that Asmira was correct all along. War had come to the land, but they were too quick to not believe her warnings. Asmira was quickly elevated to lead the Femrith, and was appointed Sidar, or General, of the nation's armies. She still focused most of her efforts as the spiritual leader of the Femrith and Zalfir, and while her victories over Karavik's forces were narrow, they were won largely thanks to her faith and that of the Femrith people. As what would become the late stages of the Mirage War came to be, the Planeswalker, Teferi, began to aid the people of Jamura by providing them with visions. It was Asmira who understood them best. Through one such vision, she learned of how Mangara had become imprisoned in amber somewhere in the jungles of Wanvuli at the hands of Karavik. She promptly led a rescue effort for the diplomat. While they would succeed in finding and freeing Mangara, the act would be Asmira's last, as she was assumed slain during the rescue effort by Mirage of Urborg, Karavik's right-hand general, whom had disappeared in a flash of light along with Asmira the very second Mangara was released. As for the memory of Asmira, the people of Jamura gave her the posthumous title of Holy Avenger for her brave sacrifice, as can be seen on the Mirage card, Asmira Holy Avenger. I hope you enjoyed this episode of Who Is on Magic Untapped. If you did, which I hope you did, please click on those like and subscribe buttons. Also, we have a tip jar on Patreon if you want to support these Magic the Gathering story efforts. Greatly appreciate the help. I am Barry White. Thank you for watching.